Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is AmeriCorps for you. As you can see, I'm pretty new here, but my name is Abby. And today you might be wondering, why is this day so important and who is this guy everyone keeps talking about? So today I'm going to give you a brief history on what today is and who Martin Luther King Jr. is. So today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and you might know a little bit about him, but today we're going to expand on him and really show the importance of his life and what he contributed to society. So, on January 15th, 1929, Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and is the son of a Baptist minister, Martin Luther King Sr. Martin Luther King Jr. was very academically forward and spent a lot of his time trying to expand his knowledge all throughout school. And in 1955, he earned his doctorate's degree in theology. In the same year, Martin Luther King Jr. helped organize the first major protest of the African American Civil Rights Movement. This movement was pushed forward in order as a way to earn equal and civil rights for the African American community in America. The name of this very famous protest was the Montgomery Bus Boycott. This protest was in order to get the boycott of the Montgomery bus station pushed forward into the African American Civil Rights Movement. As you can see, Martin Luther King Jr. was a very big activist in the African American Civil Rights Movement. Some of his influences were Mahatma Gandhi, and he was an advocate that did nonviolent civil disobedience movements in India. So the very next big protest that Martin Luther King Jr. put together was the March on Washington in 1963. Along with Philip Randolph. This protest got together over 250,000 people around the Lincoln Memorial, where Martin Luther King gave his very famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Now, you might be asking yourself that all these things are very important, but why do we still talk about him to this day? Well, you have to think about the achievements that the African American Civil Rights Movement brought forward and all the things that he contributed to. So, one of the achievements that the African American Civil Rights Movement brought to head was the abolishment of the 24th Amendment. This amendment abolished poll tax and brought to head the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited racial segregation in the South and also helped with racial discrimination in education and employment. Along with the many achievements that were brought to head in 1964, Martin Luther King Jr. also was awarded his Nobel Peace Prize. This prize is something that's awarded to only the best of the best when it comes to activists and other people who brought achievements forward that helped America succeed in going forward. After 1964 and the awardment of his Nobel Peace Prize, Martin Luther King began working on his Poor People's Campaign, which was a campaign to bring money into the lower neighborhoods of the South. Unfortunately, Martin Luther King Jr. was never able to complete this because of his untimely assassination on April 4th, 1968. So, the continuation of this man's outstanding historical impact was even after his death. So after his death, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom and was also given the Congressional Gold Medal. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established as a holiday in many cities and states around the United States, but it wasn't actually federally enacted until the President, Ronald Reagan at the time, signed it in 1986, making it a federal holiday in all of the United States. So, even though his day was enacted in 1986, one of the more recent historical achievements that Martin Luther King has done is the building of his memorial. The memorial was put on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. and was dedicated to him in 2011. Along with his recent dedication in 2011, he also has been talked about even to this day because of his historical impact in the way that we view activism and the African American Civil Rights Movement and the many achievements that have been done and still are looking forward to being done in 2021. I hope that you guys continue to spread this story all throughout history. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed learning about Martin Luther King Jr. with me and his many accomplishments throughout history. I can't wait to see you guys again talking about more history. Make sure you guys are staying tuned for the next upcoming video, and wash your hands, wear your masks, and stay safe. Bye guys!